Welcome to another Airbrush Asylum video. In this exercise I'm going to show you how to airbrush a Granite Effect on a piece of A4 paper. You'll notice here I've got a regular household peg, let's call it the spatter tool, and I've also got a paddle pop stick. Either one will work, but for this demonstration we're going to use the peg. Angle your airbrush onto the peg. You'll notice that I've removed the air cap or needle cap to expose the needle. The closer that you are to the front of the peg, like that, the smaller the spatters. The further back that you are along the peg, the larger the spatters. The air will ricochet the paint onto the surface to create your spatter. Let's give it a go. First and foremost, using black in our airbrush, we're just going to fog the area to create an uneven base color. This is before any spattering. We now angle the airbrush onto the spatter tool, and you'll notice straight off the bat we're getting a medium spatter. You can see I can control the spatters by moving the airbrush around. In order to accurately create the spatters, the angle of the airbrush is important. Make sure that you have it set up the way that we have shown you in the video. If you are still unable to create the spattering effect, then feel free to go to the start of this video and re-watch how we set up the airbrush on the spatter tool. Remember, the airbrush needs to be leaning on the spatter tool at an optimal angle so that the air can ricochet the paint onto the surface. You can then adjust the size of the spattering by moving to the front or the back of the spatter tool, creating fine or larger spatters. You'll notice that because these spatters are larger, I need to be careful not to go up too close while those spatters are wet, otherwise it will spider the spatter out. So to avoid that, all I'm doing is leaving the air on from a distance, which is essentially drying the surface. I'm now switching to white, and I'm going to lay white spatters on top of the previous spatters that we did with the black. This will create a heavier grain. Feel free to create your own colourful granite effect by varying and experimenting with different colours. Remember that you should always use opaque colours at the end of the grain because they will sit on top of what you've previously created. Therefore, if you wanted to include, say, red and blue into your grain, I would do red spatters, blue spatters, then black spatters, then your white spatters. By doing this, you're assured that your transparent colours, such as your blue and your red, are always underneath your opaque colours, being your black, and then last you always do your white. Here's a quick close-up to show you how the spatters already have created that grain. Now that we've done our grain, we're going to add some cracks. So using black, we want to be up nice and close. And we're going to start to randomly airbrush cracks into our design. You'll notice that I've just added in a hole, so you can do those as well. Just be nice and steady with your lines. You want to get them reasonably sharp, and then what I'm doing now is I'm just adding a shadow from a distance, and I'm just shading that crack to make it look like there's a stress fracture in the granite. I'm also just going to fog in a couple of the other areas just to make it a bit more patchy, not so even. Now I'm grabbing a bit of A4 paper, just copy paper, and I'm just going to tear it to create a paper mask. So get, like if it tears too perfectly, just do it again. And now I'm just going to airbrush the edge, so I'm aiming at the edge of that paper mask just to get a nice subtle shadow. And what this is doing, it's creating like another edge from our crack. So you don't necessarily have to do this step, but I think it looks quite effective. It just gives the crack a lot more depth, makes it look like it's almost in a channel. So you notice I'm always masking off the highlighted area so that my shadow is where the edge of that paper is. You can see I've just flipped the page to follow through with my design. So you don't have to do this exactly the same way I'm doing it. You can make up your own version, be as artistic as you like. This is just a guide to show you how we create this granite effect. Now we're switching back to our airbrush with white, and we're going to add some highlights to the edge of the cracks. So carefully run your highlight. You don't need to go all the way along the cracks. We only want to pick up a small edge. This will give it a much more three-dimensional appearance. Now you'll notice I'm sort of working my way over that line or that little highlight numerous times. The reason for that is I've thinned out my white paint. So because it's a bit thinner, it might just need a few more coats to get opacity. Keep in mind that all different brands of white paint will act differently. So just adjust your mix according to whatever you prefer using. Also notice that I'm adding some highlights just freehand. I'm a little bit further away, and just an uneven highlight on the areas of the paper template shadow that we created earlier. Going to create a quick highlight in that cracked area where we created that hole using our paper template, and just a little bit of white. So just cleaning up a few little bits and pieces with our black there. And I'll pretty much call that done.
So to continue your learning, be sure to check out some of the other videos and playlists that I've got listed here. And until next time, go grab your airbrush, do some amazing artwork yourself, and I'll see you again very, very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.